What's going on YouTube? It's Vito with Vito's Aquatics. Now in this episode, I'm going to go over step by step how to get into keeping African cichlids. So let's begin. The first thing you want to do is find out what kind of African cichlids you want to get into keeping. Is that, abunas, peacocks, haps? Do you want to do a mixed tank? Do you want to do a Victorian cichlids tank? Do you want to do a Technikian tank? All these things you want to decide before you actually get the tank and get the fish. And then step 2 would be what size tank you will go with. Now, it's always good to go with as big of a tank as you possibly can go with. So that means find out what your budget is and where you want to put the tank. That's the most important part. Where you want to put the tank. If the tank can fit in the spot that you're looking at, that's great. So measure it before you get the tank and then go to the store and get the tank. And then another good question to ask is, what kind of tank do you want? Do you want a glass tank like this one? Do you want a sapphire glass tank, which is more clear of a glass tank? Or do you want an acrylic tank? There's multiple tanks, or tank materials, I should say, that you can go with. Acrylic, glass, sapphire. There's a good amount. So you want to decide what type of tank you want to go with and where to put it in your house. Step 3 would be substrate and decorations. Do you want sand? Do you want gravel? Do you want no sand or no gravel? Do you want a bare bottom tank, I should say? Do you want rocks? Do you want, plants, plastic plants? Do you want a background? Do you want a 3D background? Do you want painted blue like I do? Do you want it black? Do you want no background? Do you want just a regular glass background? There's all those things that need to take in consideration for decorations and your substrate. So step 4 would be filtration. What kind of filtration do you want? Do you want a hang-in-the-back filter, a canister filter, a sump filter? These are the questions that you need to answer. I would always recommend going with over-filtering your tank. I have a pump for my sump filter that does like 2,000 gallons per hour, and then I have a couple of power heads in the corner that does another 2,000 gallons. So you want to over-filter your tank if possible. It's just going to be better for everything involved. It's going to be good for the fish and everything involved. Step 5 would be, what medias do you want inside of your filter? Now there's multiple medias you can go with. There's sponge filters, there's polyfill, there's biological, there's chemical filtration. Ideally, you would want at least one of each of those things. So like 2 sponges and polyfill. The sponges are going to trap the bigger particles. The poly will trap the micro, the very small particulate matters in the water column. And then, of course, you want biological, so that could be anywhere from BioBalls to Biomax, Chemi. There's a bunch of different ones in the markets. I believe there's one from Seachem that they make. There's just a ton of biological options. And then third would be chemical, so carbon. There'll be carbon filtration that takes the smell and the slight color of like tea color to your water out of the tank. So there's multiple filter medias that you can go with. You just gotta figure out which ones would be best for your filters. Step 6 would be what type of water comes out of your tap, or where do you get your water from, I should say. Does it come out of your tap? Does it come from a well? Does it come from city water? Is there chlorines? Is it different chemicals that comes from the water? Is it safe for your fish? There's all these questions that you gotta find out. One way to safeguard that is to get to get water conditioners that will take the chlorines and all the harmful chemicals that are in tap water and out, and make it safe for the fish. So there's that. And then step 7 would be, what kind of lighting do you want to go with? Do you want to go with fluorescence? Do you want to go with LEDs? Do you want to go with multiple lights? What colors? There's a lot of choice in the market. There's a lot of different brands making all kinds of lights. There's Coralife, there's Aqueon, there's Fluval. Fluval makes lights. There's a lot of lots of manufacturers making different lights. Are you going to do plants? In an African cichlid tank, plants are not recommended, but some can get away with plants. So it's a lot of things to take into consideration when you're looking into getting lighting for your tank. And then step 8 would be the fish. Where do you get your fish from? You can buy online. There's a bunch of retailers online that sell African cichlids. Another good place to start off with is if you have any local fish stores in your area. So mom and pop stores, basically, to get your fish from. That would be the starting point. And then, of course, you can always look online, and there's a huge wide varieties of online that you can get into and look to pick out what fish that you can buy from. And that's about it, So, with that being said, that's about wrapping up this video. To note, I am going to be doing more videos in the future about more about the fish, the setting up a fish tank cycle, mostly cycle. So in the next video, I'm going to be doing the cycle of setting the fish tank up, because it's a lot complicated than it may seem. There's multiple steps that you have to take into consideration. So there will be future videos of the cycle and tons more coming to Vito's Aquatics channel. So like always, guys, thank you for watching the video. If you would do so, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and give the video a like, and also leave a comment. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave a comment down in the comment section. I'll do my best to answer any questions you may have. And until next time, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.